Let's be honest. In today's workplace, everything is connected. From our remote desktops to smart office tools, companies are gathering more data on their employees than ever before. And this brings up a huge question that, frankly, every single business has to answer. How do we handle employee privacy? So let's just frame the entire conversation around this one central challenge. Where exactly is that line between what a business needs to know and where an employee's personal life begins? It's a really delicate balancing act, and if you get it wrong, well, you could be looking at legal trouble, a terrible work culture, and a seriously damaged reputation. Navigating this whole topic is anything but simple. It's not like following a checklist. It's more like trying to walk through a minefield of legal, operational, and even cultural tripwires. The old 9 to 5 in a single office, that's pretty much history. And because of that, the clear line between our work and personal lives has totally blurred. Getting privacy right isn't just about avoiding fines anymore. It's absolutely fundamental to building trust and protecting your company's most valuable assets, your people, and your reputation. So when we use the word privacy, what are we really talking about? It's easy to just think of it as, protecting digital files, but it is so much broader than that. So let's lock in a really clear definition. At its heart, employee privacy is all about proactively guarding personal information and personal boundaries from being misused or seen by someone who shouldn't. It's about being preventative, not just cleaning up a mess after it happens. And the scope here is huge. We're talking about private emails and phone calls, what you do when you're off the clock, your incredibly sensitive medical and financial records, and yeah, even your personal social media accounts. An employer's reach has very real limits, and these are some of the most important boundaries. Okay, so if we know what privacy covers, the next obvious question is, what are the rules? As we're heading into 2025, there's a global consensus starting to form around a few key principles that every single organization needs to get on board with. All right, rule number 1, and this is the big one. No surprises. Laws popping up all over the world, like India's DPDPA or California's CPRA, all boil down to consent and transparency. You have to tell employees, in plain language, what you're collecting, why you need it, and what you plan to do with it. This is the new standard, and it's non-negotiable. Building right on top of that, employees now have way more control over their own information. They have the right to see the data you have on them, to fix anything that's wrong, and in a lot of cases, to ask for it to be deleted or for you to stop using it. The power dynamic is definitely shifting. And finally, if you collect it, you absolutely must protect it. The responsibility falls squarely on the employer to have strong security measures in place. And look, if a breach happens, and it can't happen to anyone, you have a duty to let the authorities and your affected employees know fast. So what kind of data are we actually talking about here? This chart gives a really great snapshot. Companies collect everything from basic personal info for HR to job and salary details, performance reviews, and even really sensitive stuff for background checks. Let's dig into the why for a couple of these. So that personal information, your name, your address, that kind of thing, it's not being collected just for fun. It's for the essentials, like making sure payroll runs smoothly and that the company is meeting all of its legal obligations. And what about performance records? Well, this isn't about micromanagement. When it's done right, gathering data from reviews and training is actually all about a positive outcome for the employee, helping them grow in their career and helping the company manage its talent effectively. So here's the crucial part. With all of this data floating around, how do you actually protect it? It is not enough to just have a policy written down somewhere. You need a practical, solid action plan. Here's a simple but really powerful framework. First, encrypt your data. That means using strong standards like AES to basically scramble the information so it's unreadable to anyone without a key. Second, limit access. People should only be able to see the data they absolutely need to do their jobs, period. And third, Audit your systems regularly to hunt for weaknesses and make sure your policies are actually being followed. Okay, so after all the rules, all the action plans, what's the real payoff here? I'll tell you, it's not just about dodging lawsuits. The ultimate return on this investment is something way, way more valuable. This quote from a research just says it perfectly. Thinking about privacy isn't a cost. It's a strategic investment in the two things that matter most for any organization: your people and your future. And this investment creates this amazing positive feedback loop. When you show you respect employee privacy, you build trust. That trust boosts morale and satisfaction. That, in turn, protects your company's reputation, and all of it together drives real long-term success. So, we'll leave you with this one question to think about. Take a hard look at your own organization's approach. Is your privacy policy something that builds trust and empowers your team, making it a real asset? Or is it a hidden risk, just a liability waiting to happen? The choice and the responsibility is yours.